guys, we're doomed. You want real dialogue? You want real understanding? Let's have a real dialogue here. A year and a half ago, I made one comment, one time, about the President of the United States. And I made it early in the morning, and I made it at a time when I was trying to figure out what the heck was going on. Look for the context. I don't need to give it to... I believe you've probably already done your own homework, even if you hate me. What was the context? I was trying to figure out what was happening. What is causing this guy to react and act the way he does? It was immediately something that I realized I shouldn't have said out loud because I hadn't finished my thinking on it. Said it was wrong to say. I don't even believe it. Didn't take me long to not even believe it. But it was an important step in the evolution, which I thought was a favorite word of the left, the evolution of my thinking on the President of the United States. You try things out. Well, that doesn't work. No, that's not it. I thought that was it. Nope, not it. Is it this? It took me about a year after that before I went, I know what it is. We're going to go a step further tonight. Let me ask you this. If you squelch questioning, if you squelch language, if you have everybody hesitate, you stop everything in its tracks. Nothing can be changed. Nothing can be out on the edge. There are no thinkers anymore. There are no dreamers anymore. If you say unacceptable dialogue, basically, for political and philosophical thinking, you are now saying the same thing as if you would have said to Edison, don't try that. What are you doing with the glass bulb and the filaments? What are you doing? You might catch something on fire. Put it away. You have to push the edges to make progress. You fail. You burn your fingers. You get it wrong. You fail. It's okay. You pick yourself up and go, that was stupid. But that is the way you make progress. If you want real answers, you must let people speak their mind. You must allow people to say it, you to say something back. You learn courage, for one. And you also learn about the other person. Political correctness is really dangerous. And let me give you an example. Let me give you an example with something that I think, Sarah and I have never talked about this, but I think we disagree on this. Sarah Palin believes, and I apologize to her if I have this wrong, but she's offended when somebody uses the word retard. I have to tell you, so am I. But I don't want to ban the word, and I don't think she's not allowed word police, but she has a problem with it. She has a problem because she's a mother of a handicapped child. I am the father of a handicapped child. I want to actually know who's using the word retard, because it tells me everything I need to know about that person. If you're my neighbor and you're thinking that, but you don't say it, I don't want you around my kids. I don't want you around my house. I want to hear you say it because I'm like, oh yeah. All right, kids, stay away from that loser. I want to know who you are. It's dangerous for us not to hear what people are thinking. And beyond that, when people who have hateful things inside of them, and they don't say it because society says, that's wrong, don't say it, they become more bottled up and even more dangerous. You must allow people to be stupid. You must allow people to fail. You must allow people to speak their minds. It's one of the amendments. It's how you understand people. Let me ask you this. Do you still believe exactly the same thing you believed, 2 years ago? Do you? If you do, if you're exactly the same place politically and spiritually and everything else, then you're probably dead inside. Oh, I hate that violent rhetoric. But you are. Too much has happened in the world to remain static. It's the challenge. It's the things that put you out of your comfort zone that makes you stronger. People have asked me over and over again, okay, wait a minute, I'll see if I get this right. Progressives want a single-payer health care plan. Yep. They want to overwhelm and collapse the system, right? Yep. Why would they want to do that? What could possibly be their motivation? I've never really had a good example. I've never had a good answer. We're on to one here in the last couple of weeks because our thinking is, oh my goodness, I'm making progress. I must be a progressive thinker. We showed you in the last week about Bernays. Bernays was an ad man here in America, and he was the father of modern-day propaganda. He also had an uncle named Sigmund Freud, the guy who believes that everybody wanted to have sex with mom or whatever it was. He also thought that people only acted impulsively, and they could be steered or moved with one of these four things: aggression, self-preservation, security, and sex. That's it. So you want to understand what's happening and who people are in our country. The elite progressives believe that this is America. America is, I mean, I know they just despise farms, so I hate to say that it's farm, but progressives are ranchers, and you are cows. That's the way it is. They have ranch, that's all they are, ranchers. And their job is to protect the herd, round the cattle up, put a fence around them so they can't get a boo-boo or anything, because we need to milk those cows every April 15th. Now I'm going to show you something from Frances Fox Piven, who is calling for violence, but no one in the media will talk about it. I want you to listen to this with the new understanding of the herd mentality of the elite left and the elite right. It will give you a deeper understanding of what they're doing and why they're doing it. Now listen how Frances Fox Piven describes members of the Tea Party. Watch.
The Tea Party is partly owed to the discontent among these voters who are older. They're not whiter, they're white. They're all white. And they are also more comfortable economically.
Okay, they're discontent. They're discontent. They're aggressive. They're dangerous. Old people. Old people. Okay, next.
They're voting against Social Security in a certain sense, in part because they're so upset at the fact that sexual and gender and family norms that they grew up with, you know, when there was a steeple in every little town and a man was a man and a woman was a woman.
Got it. They're so upset, they're so aggressive that they will go against their own security. Okay? Next.
These are the people in American society, and you know they are always there. They were there in the 1930s too. These are the people in American society who are distressed at the way the country that they grew up in is changing. And for them, change is for the worse. After all, there's an African American in the White House. That's sort of beyond their cultural experience.
Okay, aggressive. Self-preservation. They don't like the way things are changing. All change is bad. They want to preserve it the way it is. Security. That only leaves this. She couldn't possibly try the Tea Party in saying the motivation was sex, could she? What evidence would she have of that?
But there's a lot of instability and change all around them. And you know, I don't have any data on this, but I am absolutely sure that sex is very important in what is happening.
There it is, gang! There it is! And she has absolutely no evidence, but she's absolutely sure. Aha. Okay, let's wrap this up when we come back and then figure out what are you going to do? What does this mean to you? Coming up.